Yo, what's up, you guys? It's your boy 3Stacks in this thing, representing the squad, of course. And today we're going to be going over another variation of Herald of Perfection. I believe the last one was variation number 72. So this one should be variation number 73, if I'm not mistaken. Sometimes it's hard to keep count. But this one is more focused on producing a larger board, bigger board than Herald Berry statue or just Herald and Christia. They're nice, you know, it's really nice, but it's not enough damage. And some of the issues I had before was, you know, I would Gale Dogra. I'd make a really nice board, but I couldn't get enough damage. People just slow play and, you know, wait for time to be called, and they know I played Life Points with Gale Dogra. So I kind of had to change the deck so that I can still set up, establish myself turn one to make sure that my opponent can't play Yugioh, like literally. But also, I have to make sure that I have enough damage to attack for game, so I don't give them the opportunity to, you know, like cards in hand, cards in grave, thinking, all those slow playing tactics. So without further ado, I'm gonna hop right into this and show you guys the build. So starting off, we have the man himself, best card ever printed in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Herald of Perfection, best boss monster. I couldn't ask for more. Nope, I could just ask for higher attack or higher defense. If this dude, for example, had like 3,300 defense, just for example, he'd be just retarded. Or maybe if he had like 2,800 attack and 2,800 defense, that's all I could really ask for. But, you know, there's a lot of ways you could supplement for his only weakness, really, which is, you know, attacks. Because most decks, like when they play against this deck, they think, okay, if you don't play Solemn Strike in your main deck, like, for example, if you're playing meta, anything that's not Altergeist, you're not going to be maining strikes. It's very likely that you don't main. If you do, good, you know, good for you. But basically, most people think, you know, if I don't have a strike, I need a kaiju. Either strike or a kaiju is how you answer Herald. There's no way you can actually just bait him. Like, you take a neg, meaning like a -5, -4, -6. Like, you can't bait him and then break the board. It's impossible. Like, you have to... This is one of the very few boss monsters that you can't just, like, play around. You have to attempt to kaiju or strike. If you don't have a strike, you need the kaiju, right? That's why it's so important to slap Berry Statue or Christia, because now they can't Lava Golem and they can't Kaiju. And sometimes games 2 and 3, you gotta make this guy with only another monster next to him so that they can't Spear Mode either. But most people wouldn't side Spear Mode against this deck because they don't think that it's able to produce boards like that. So this boss monster is amazing. One of the weaknesses being its low attack. You can, like I said, supplement for that. You do search a Light Fairy every time you summon him. So if you really feel like his defense isn't high enough, if they can somehow get a monster out that's bigger than his defense without activating an effect, because he will negate it, just summon him in attack position with Honest in hand, ready to swing. So Herald is just busted, bro. Honestly, like, I love this deck so much. 3 Princess Katana, hiya! She's insane, bro. Like, she's how you can splash all kinds of engines in the deck and make it consistent, because she's gonna search it out. I've tried so many different engines with this deck. Trust me when I say 73 variations, every one of them are different. 73 different builds up on YouTube on my channel. You'll see them, and she makes so many of them possible because you can put one of text like Goddess of Sweet Revenge, like Eva, you know, like Barrier Statue. Like, there's so many Life Fairies. Even the Time Lord build, Search Time Maiden, Special Time. Like, there's just so much that you can do, and she makes a lot of it possible. The fact that she searches a Life Fairy, she's insane, bro. Not even hard once per turn. So your 6 blue cards, this is all you need. If you play any more rituals, you'll see that your hands are more bricky than often. That's why I play pure. I don't play, you know, Saphira. I don't play any other rituals, because that means I have to play a different ritual spell and a different ritual monster, and I have to waste my resources in order to summon that too. The reason why I've always stuck to pure Herald is because it's the most consistent variation of any Cyber Angel build, any Herald build. Herald is the only one you want to play. It's you have one ritual spell. You'll never brick by having, you know, like if you play rituals like me, you know how it feels when you have the right ritual monster but the wrong ritual spell. That hurts. So you just got to stick to how it is. Just play pure Herald. It's the most consistent way to do it. 3 Handy Mannies. This guy is so insane. You open with him and your combo pieces to make Herald. You can summon him, search it out, make Herald, and then downbeat him into Venus. Once you downbeat him into Venus, it's game time. Most people will scoop at that point because they know that you have the negates, and they know that you have over 8,000 damage on board already to kill them. So it just saves time, man. Handy Manny. This is my guy right here. And then we have 3 staff, and we have 3 thrones. If you look at my playmat, you have Herald of Perfection sitting on the Star Seraph Sovereignty. He's sitting on this, and in his hand is the scepter. This was a design that I thought of myself. I envisioned it since I've been playing this deck with the stick shirt. They came out in I think it was like World Superstars or something like that, maybe in like 2015. I've been playing this deck with them for like 3 or 4 years, and boy, I'll tell you, like this is made, like these were made for Herald. Stick and chair, this was made for him. There's no other deck that plays it better. You search these out, you're never gonna not resolve this. And most people do scoop it up once they see this. You're drawing 3 cards. You're about to rip a card off their hand. You're gonna break their board going second. You're gonna pop what, 3 cards, because you can get the scepters, double scepters with ease. 2 scepters pop, Deltros pop, but you could just swing over the rest. It's insane. So that's a package. Then we have another package. We have 2 Venus, and we have 3 Shine Balls. I know the risk of drawing a Shine Ball, it kind of sucks, but at the same time, high risk, high reward is what this criteria is. So you got to think of it like this is still a level 2, so you can tribute this and a level 4 to summon your Herald, and just add that level 4 back. You take a -1. As long as you have 3 to 4 negates, your opponent can't play anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So I feel like this, I was playing Gildagris for, I think 3 months. I was playing Gildagris. Or no, I think I was playing it longer because I've been playing it since December. So yeah, 7 months, my bad, that I've been playing Gildagris. I kind of leaned away from it. Not because it's bad, it's amazing. But, in a match procedures, you Gildagris, people just slow play. Nobody's honest these days. But these are like the replacements for the Gildagris. I find that the Venus enables me to make boards that are actually viable enough to OTK the next turn. First turn setup, second turn kill. Duels are not supposed to last long. The only reason why they last long is because this deck combos. It's not your average ritual deck. It's combo heavy. It's very efficient. It's going to do what it needs to do. It's not going to let anybody play the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! If they think that they have a strike, you know that they have a strike. If they set and pass, don't activate any effects, attack for game. Switch your Herald of Perfection to defense, attack for game. They Stormy Mirror Force, chain strike. If they even Stormy Mirror Force, don't even activate the Herald to negate it. Just take the neg. That's why whenever I play against backrow decks, whenever I'm attacking, I switch Herald to defense. If they hit a Stormy, I anticipate there's a strike. Even if there's not there, I'm not going to risk it. I let it resolve. I keep my Herald. I still don't lose. It's busted, bro. But this lets you do so much more. Herald, Saryuja Skoldred, and Christia is more than enough. That's game next turn. Like, it's efficient. And then you could just normal summon if you need an extra increment of damage. And then we have 2 Honest. Honest is so good in this deck because Herald has such low attack. He really can't beat over threats without Honest. Otherwise, you have to keep him in defense and you can't get enough damage. That's the only issue with this deck, getting damage on board. That's why I decided to put in the Venus package, because it makes such a bigger board. And you just got to keep in mind, games 2 and 3, you want to make sure that your board has only 2 monsters and not 3, because Spear Mode is a staple now. Obviously, they can't Lava Golem because Christia says no, which, speaking of which, we play Christia. So, for example, games 2 and 3, Herald and Christia will suffice against any deck. There's no deck right now that can thrive without special summoning. I'm sorry, like Dracos, they're just not good enough anymore. Like, they're good, but they're not good enough no more. The only issue I had against Dracos, like, struggling, was Masterpiece. I could never negate his effect. Well, I could, but it wouldn't destroy him because he's unaffected and he's just pointless. And his effect was still resolved because he doesn't care about monsters. With Dracos just decline in popularity, Christia is absolutely dominant right now. You can name, even in the comment section, you can name every meta deck, and there's not one of them that doesn't struggle against a Christia. People are going to watch, somebody's going to comment and say Widow Anchor. Widow Anchor is a spell speed 2. I'm pretty sure that Herald's a spell speed 2 too. So, like, Herald Christia it's like the Jesus rock, right? Like, there's no way that you're going to lose. It's just too strong. Like, your best bet is to just set, pass, pray to God that I can't OTK you. That's pretty much it for the monsters. All right. So now for spells, this is the bread and butter. My favorite spell in the whole game of Yu-Gi-Oh! 3 Preparation of Rites. This is the Juice and Berries. I knew that this was going to come back. Last year, when I was doing my other variations of Herald on multiple videos, when this was at 1, I kept saying, this is going to come back to 3 because rituals are literally doing nothing. They brought it back to 3. Rituals are still literally doing nothing. That's why we're getting more support for rituals. I'm very happy. We get that new support, I'm golden. This deck is it's something about it, man. Like, I just feel like this deck can beat any deck. Like, yeah, it has to go first a lot of the times, but trust me, I've stolen so many wins going second. Even when I told you guys about my last build, when I broke the board of Vortex, Hope Harbinger, Jackal King, and Firewall, and the Firewall was co-linked by one with the Trigate. It was an amazing board, right? And it had so many negations. I broke that whole board, bro. Like, you just watch the video that I was talking about it, and I had to go second, and I still broke that board. So when you have the right hand, like, if you open up with your Trinity, when you have the ways to make Herald, it doesn't really matter what the board is, especially because prep is at 3. They can negate your ritual spell. You'll activate this, get your ritual spell back from your graveyard to your hand. Monster negators are the worst negators to play against this deck because there's really no monster effects that you're going to activate besides Herald. So once you get Herald on board, he can negate whatever's trying to negate him. What's important is to make sure that they can't negate your ritual spell, which, again, that's why it's so amazing that this card's at 3, because if it gets negated and you have one of these 3 in your hand, or even 2, you're going to win. So, like, these are all +1s. Even prep is a +1, trust me. The way you use it makes it a +1. And then we have 3 more +1s. It's very important. You got to generate maximum advantage. Maximum advantage. You got to make sure you have enough fairies to negate every play in your opponent's hand and have enough for a push. So sometimes, like, even for example, I'll have like a dead Manju, I'll have an Honest, I'll have like Manju, Honest, and a Benton, and then I'll have Star Seraph Scepter and Star Seraph Chair, and I used to play Eva. But like, I would have one of the bricks from Eva, like the Herald of Arclight, for example. I mean, the Orange Herald. And what I would do, I would negate the first 3 to 4 plays of my opponent, and I would save the stick and chair. Now, if I see something that's threatening and I know I have to negate it, I'll sacrifice the stick and chair. But if the 3 to 4 negates, which most decks, believe it or not, struggle with more than 2. Like, 2 is normally like, dang, they're already not going to be able to play through it. 3 is like, there's no real deck that's going to just play through that with ease. And then 4 negates is like, you're done. So 4 negates is normally enough, and then you can hold the stick and chair so that you can OTK next turn. It'll help you out a lot. And if they were holding any cards in their hand, the Ouroboros will rip it out. And it makes it so much harder for them. Most people scoop after that. Then you have 3 Las Vegas. Las Vegas searches all your combo pieces, and it's a Monster Reborn every single turn. It's insane. You summon back Herald, you summon back the stick chair, do it again. You summon Manju. If you need to extend your link plays, like you have 3 effect monsters, you just need 1 more. For example, if you're trying to make a Borlo, just for example, you can do that. This also makes Akashic Magician like nobody's business. It's really good. It's going to search every single turn, and it recycles your spells. It puts back your 1-ofs, your Monster Reborn, your Soul Charge, your pre-prep, your regular prep, your Donna the Herald, your downbeats. Everything that you need, you're going to reuse it, and you're going to draw it again. You just draw 2 consistently. And then for the ritual spell, you only play 1 ritual spell, but you max out on it. This is bread and butter right here. If you can't use this ritual spell, I admit, yeah, I've had some really awkward games where I was able to win, like just purely through beatdown with no Herald Summon, just stick chair, spam the board, and just control with very minimal resources. But like this, you see this, and it doesn't get negated, you're going to win, bro. Like, so many decks, like even in Pendulum format, what were they trying to do? They were trying to put up a board with as many negates as possible, right? Their max cap off would be 4 interruptions. And all 4 of those interruptions are not negates. A couple of them are. One could be a Firewall bounce. Like, I've seen some things with Pendulum. There's a 60-card Pendulum deck. My homeboy showed me it, and it was like, you know, Griffin. Griffin's like a negate. Firewall's not a negate. So it would have like 2 legitimate reactive negates and 1 floodlight like negate. Herald opens up with 4 to 5 negates, even 6, especially when you have either a pre-prep or a pot. Like, it's guaranteed 6 negates. That's your whole hand. And you stick chair, and now you have 5 cards in hand. I have more negates than you have cards in hand. That is a very, very defeating feeling. 2 downbeats. Downbeats just a tech. It's legit. You can go the transmodify route, and you can summon the level 5 fairy. The one that draws, every time you draw a fairy, you reveal it, draw another card. But like, I was just like, that's too slow. I've tried, trust me, like, if you have any pointers, I've probably tried it, but if I haven't, I'll take it into consideration. But downbeat is definitely the way to go. All you really care about is Venus. Like, transmodify could be clutch if you have a shine ball, but transmodifying a shine ball to bring out a Venus to bring out 2 more shine balls, that's not good enough. That's already a -2, and you're not going to be able to make a Skull Dread to fix your hand. So it's just like, transmodify is not justified in this deck. So I felt downbeat was the route, because you have all these level 4 light fairies that are going to search on summon. The best one is obviously to transmodify your Manny. You summon Manny, you search your combo piece for Herald, you make Herald, you downbeat the Manju, go into Venus because she's a level 3 Light Fairy, he's a level 4 Light Fairy. The stipulation is, you know, it's proper, you can do it. You summon your Venus, you make your board that much better. Then you use Skuldred to special summon Christia from your hand, because that's what you're going to do. If you open up with downbeat and the way to make Herald, all you're going to do is when you tribute Benton, you're going to search your Christia. You don't even need to put 4 fairies in hand, because you're going to go Venus, they're like Valor and Permanence, negate, doesn't matter. And then you summon your Skuldred, you draw your 4 cards, then you special this from your hand. You already have game on board. You normal summon for next turn, it's over. And then we have some 1-ups. We have 1 Ties of the Brethren, 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Soul Charge, and then we also have something very awkward, 1 Optimus Prime. This was at 2, but I was like, you see it so much. It's so weird. Las Vegas really loves me. Like, this field spell, I feel like I have a special relationship with this field spell. Heck, I feel like I have a special relationship with my deck. Have you ever played a deck that you love so much, and then every time you play it, you never brick? Like, you literally never brick. You always have a godly hand. That's how this deck is to me. Like, I've played against other Herald players. Like, I played against Yugioh. You know how Yugioh loves Cyber Dragons and Heralds. By the way, I uploaded the video. It's on my channel. But I played against him, and I beat him. And it's just like, he had a godly hand, but my hand was godlier. I'm like, this deck really loves me. So I feel like everything I need, I always draw. So I was like, why even invest another slot in my deck for a second terraforming? Especially considering that the field spell is hard once per turn. Anyways, once you have 1 online, you just keep it up. You just protect it, make sure it doesn't get popped. Herald is the ultimate defense. Herald will protect every card that you have. It'll never be touched. Soul Charge is insane. I normally Soul Charge for 1 to 2 because I know I'm going to put it back into my deck and draw it again. Monster Reborn helps, especially when you're going for game. Excuse me. And the 1 Tides, I was playing this at 3 originally. I had to cut it because it conflicts. You can never resolve a Ties and then a Venus Shine Ball combo in the same turn. Like, your hand has to be literally insane. So I felt like this was still good. It's a precautious measure you have to make, because Ties is another way to get damage on board. It's not for the barrier statue anymore. Christia is always coming out. It's without a question, Christia is coming out. But the main issue is, like, you always get Herald. You never have a problem. You never have a hand where you're like, dang, I can't summon Herald, I guess I lose. It's never like that. Not with me. So when you're summoning your Herald, you need enough damage for game, because you're going to negate every card that they play. You just need to kill them next turn. So Tides of the Brethren does that because it turns your Herald in the level 4 into 4 monsters, and you're going to summon like Scepter, Honest, whatever you need. You're going to have damage on board, and you can kill them at that point. You're always going to summon Scepter. You're going to search. So when you summon Scepter and Honest, you get 2 extra fairies. So this is a +1. This is a +1, Pots +1, Prep +1, Pre-Prep +1. Like, there's so many ways for you to just generate extra value off of your plays, excess resources. Sometimes you have too much sauce, and you gotta set a spell and pray to God that like your card, like your hand isn't too big. Because I have had hands where I had 7 cards, but all of them were fairies, so I had to discard during the end phase, because like it's just, you can only have 6. The extra deck, I'm playing Skuldred. Skuldred goes without a doubt. It's coming out every first turn, no matter what, because you're going to summon Herald. When you summon Herald, you're going to search out your Venus if you don't already have it. But I much prefer to have a way to get to Venus. That's why I considered 3 downbeats, but it can break because it's a hard once per turn. I don't ever want to draw 2. I felt that 2 downbeat was perfect, but if you can open up with your Venus or a downbeat, that's better, and you have 4 ways to get to Venus. So technically, it's better than playing 3 Venus because you have 4 ways to get into her. And if you already have a way to get to Venus, you're going to use your Ben 10, which is Princess Katana. Hiya! And you're going to search out Christia, and you're going to draw 4 off the Skuldred. And you always summon Herald first so that they can never do anything to your Skuldred. Ash is irrelevant. Impermanence is irrelevant. What are you going to do? Play Solemn Strike from hand on turn 0? So this is going to resolve, and then you're going to special Christia. You're going to put it in one of the zones, give Christia the 3100 attack. I'm telling you, bro, it's the sauce. Skuldred. We've got Phoenix, Cerberus, Goblin. Goblin is the GOAT in this deck. You can actually do your full combo off of Venus and Shine Ball, and then you can do Stick Chair after that. You can OTK like crazy. Like this is the most aggressive build of Herald that I've made in a while. In my purer build, when I was doing just Evo package, Geldagras and Tides of the Brethren, I was considering just throwing in 3 Scapegoats. But I was like, Venus Shine Ball is like turn 1 big board. Scapegoat is like, oh, I have to wait till end phase and pray to God I can resolve it. So it's a little bit more risky. I feel like Venus is a scapegoat, but it's something you could do turn 1. And it's a lot better because you need to establish yourself turn 1. You need to make sure that your opponent knows that they're not going to do anything, so they just scoop. And Goblin is just, it's amazing, dude. And then the co-link discard draw, like that's important because when you're discarding fairies or spells, remember how the Ritual Sanctuary works. If you guys do know how this card works, the Nightmares are going to set you up really well for this to keep comboing off. You're going to load your grave with spells off the Nightmares. You're going to draw because you're getting them co-linked. It's guaranteed they're going to be co-linked. You can even pitch a Christia, for example. I'm sorry, not Christia. Pitch a Star Seraph Scepter. Link these into a Skuldread, even if you don't get the effect to draw. And then you special stick, reveal chair, go off again, make a huge board, draw too many cards. It's really good. Unicorn is not in this deck, neither is Griffin. I actually sold all of my Griffins. And then Unicorn right now is in my my Phantasm Spiral deck. My Phantasm Spirals have the Unicorn in them. And then we have Akashic Magician. Akashic is really good in this deck. It's easy to make. It's no problemo. Akashic just solves so many problems. She really does help a lot. And people just like don't really play around columns. Like you'd be surprised. You can hit monster in extra monster zone, and you can hit the monster that's right behind it when they're in the same zone. So there's a lot of ways that she can come through with the clutch. I just feel like if your deck can make her, why not play her? Underclock, again, you got to push for game. This deck, its only issue is OTKing. Well, this build really helps a lot. And then we have Decode, same thing, OTK. You make sure your Herald and your Christia are right here. You're pushing for game. Proxy Dragon, we have Imdouche and Link Spider. It's part of the combo with your Venus. You're going to Venus bring out 3 Shine Balls. Turn 1 Shine Ball into Link Spider. Turn another one into Imdouche. The Shine Ball and the Venus plus these are 4 monsters with different names. Go into your Skuldread. And it also helps just by playing this, so that way you don't have to waste cards from your extra deck. So for example, if you are playing Scapegoats in your deck, you'll have enough room to resolve a Scapegoat and, you know, the Venus Shine Ball and do big plays off of both of them. So like, this is perfect. This is all you need. Venus Shine Ball is just to go into Skuldread. If you need to make a bigger, better board, you can just Link Spider, do some Nightmare plays. It's totally fine. And then we have package for the Star Seraphs. It doesn't have to be here, but I feel like it should be part of the arsenal because you never know when you're going to run against Lightsworns or Burning Abyss or Dinosaurs, because this is totally like a walking, you can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! Floodgate against those decks. This is for going second. This is for going first. If I go first and I set up really strong, or even if I'm going second and I set up really strong and I'm able to break the board, which you can do in this deck, if there's nothing left to kill, you just make this instead, rip a card out their hand. It's a lot easier. And then it has an ability to bounce cards on field, forcing strikes to activate. You can banish monsters from the graveyard. Banishing the monsters is sometimes clutch. It just depends. Like a Trickstar player that has a Reincarnation in grave, you force them to activate Reincarnation right now. Summon their little baby Trickstar, the cutie booty, and then you kill it. So that way they can't try to do a firewall OTK on you. And then we have Cheer Girl and Samurai. Cheer Girl is just, I love her. I can never, ever take her out. She's baby pom-pom girl, bro. And then we have Samurai. Samurai is here for so many different reasons. But the main reason, like I told you, like you need to OTK. And some people forget, I'm going to read you his other effect. When a monster you control is targeted for an attack while this card's in attack position, you change this card to defense and then switch the attack target to him. So this is good too because Herald, a lot of people, if they can't strike and they can't kaiju, they have to beat over him. And if you don't want to waste the honest, or if you don't have an honest, this guy will redirect the attack to himself so that way Herald doesn't die. That pretty much concludes the deck profile, you guys. Just let me know what you think. I'm tweaking this deck a lot. This deck is what made my channel like how it is today. This is like the forefront. This is, you know, what I'm known for. And I feel like this deck has a lot of potential competitive-wise. I have played it in and out of formats like Zodiac format, the whole Zodiac format last year, even when it was True Draco Zoo. This was the only deck I was playing. I played this, and then I started realizing how good Dracos are against this deck, and I converted to, I think it was Zodiac Herald of Perfection. Zodiac Heralds, that's what I was playing after that. But yeah, God bless you guys. Make good choices. Don't hurt your brain cells. Stay tuned for future content. Definitely consider backing me up. I don't ever really ask for anything. I do a lot without expecting anything in return, but I do ask if you guys wouldn't mind helping me out just a little bit. I know my camera quality is not the best. I wish it could get better. I need to make more investments, in my future for this channel, and then I've got stuff going on in my life right now that I got to take care of financial wise. But I asked you guys, if you wouldn't mind, check it out. There's always a link for you to donate on PayPal. PayPal is pretty simple. Just enter the email. You can send a 50 cents, a dollar. It doesn't matter. Something's better than nothing. You don't have to. I'm just asking you if you can help me out. Because like if I was in the position, I would do the same for all of you guys. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and sign out. Peace.